We went into self-preservation mode like we had done so many times, and I said, look, you take that car, put it in the garage, face first, go to bed, say nothing. Tomorrow morning when she sees it, you say, I don't know what happened. Maybe somebody hit us a round table pizza. Bob and I were having pizza last night. It would work. It would have to work. So, Doug did exactly as I said. Put the car in there. The next morning, Mrs. Miller didn't see the car damage, got in the car, went to the store, and ironically, a big black dog jumped out in front of the car and she hit it. She got out of the car to see if the dog was okay. Dog's fine. Oh my God. Look at the front of the car. How could that happen? The dog's fine. The car's clean. So she takes it home. Dale came out to look at the car and he went, now. That dog did not do that damage to that car. Where's Doug? They rousted Doug's ass out of bed, took him in the garage, and they said, what's up with this? And I don't know. I have no idea. Well, Doug held the line, and typically, under these circumstances, Doug would cave, because he always caved. He always confessed, but this time he didn't. And I think part of that was because he knew I'd be busted too. So he didn't say anything. Years later, right before Doug got married, we went out to dinner, and I hadn't seen Mr. Miller in probably a good 30 years. And I thought, this is a perfect way to burn Doug again. So at the dinner table, I said, hey, Mr. Miller, do you remember when Mrs. Miller crashed into that dog and creamed the front end of the beautiful Grand Prix? And he thought for a minute, he went, yeah, Bob, I remember that. And I said, well, it wasn't the dog. No mystery dog here. It was Doug. I looked over at Doug and he's going like this. I said, oh yeah, we were racing our cars on the track at Royal High and Doug creamed right into a hurdle and we lied to you. And I think if Dale Dewey Miller could have grounded his son that night before his wedding, he would have done it. Another righteous burn that I take great pride in doing to Doug. And he burned me a million times too. It was a sport between the two of us. Anyhow, you remember where I'm at here. Doug was always there for me no matter what. And when I went through my divorce years and years ago, he called me up and he says, listen, I'm going to take you out to dinner. You know, you got to get out of the house and do something with your lazy self. So we went out and, you know, in typical Doug fashion, always the loudest guy in the room, 10 decibels louder than everybody, God bless him. Bob, you need to call Angie Walker. Get her on the phone now. She needs to know what you're going through. Have you talked to her? No, I'm not in a good place right now. I go, bullshit! You're calling her. Okay, take it easy, Buck. I'll call her. It was the best damn advice anybody had ever given me. And I can't even imagine where my life would be today had I not listened to him. And anyhow, several weeks before Doug passed, he and Wendy came by for Angie's birthday. And he came in the room, and as usual, he lit the room up like he always did. You know, he was loud and funny and just awesome. But he tired out pretty quick, and he needed to go home. So I was walking him to the car, and he said to me, well, yeah, this is the part where I get shit here, sorry. He said, I'm not doing chemo anymore. The doctor said I've got about 8 weeks to live if I'm lucky. And it was like a punch in the stomach, and I could not wrap my head around it. I said, no, you're going to fight this. You're going to win this. And he said, no, Bob, I'm going. This is going to be the last time you see me. And he gave me a big hug and said, I love you, buddy. And it was the last time I saw him. Doug never wavered in his faith, ever. It was tough, but he gave glory to God for everything, even this affliction. He dealt with the hand that was given to him. He didn't cry about it, he didn't whine about it, he didn't say, this is God's fault. No, he gave it to the Lord. And if you ruined Doug or you gave him a bad time or you hurt him, he would forgive you. If you did it to him 2, 3, or 4 times, he'd forgive you 2, 3, or 4 times. He was a shining example of a true Christian. And I am so thankful to God that I got to have him as my friend. So here's to you, brother. We love you, Dougie.
Geez, Bob, could you have been a little funny? Now you know why I saved him for last. So that's the last speaker. We've got a little slideshow to do here, a musical slideshow, just whatever I could compile. It was a kind of a cluster last night. I was up till 1 a.m. trying to figure this out. Someone who is technologically sound probably could have done it in a half hour. It took me about 9 hours. But is it coming up, Kurt? No. So I'll come down and get it going at my computer. So this will be the last part of formal things here. There's food in the back. The young ladies and gentlemen, whoever's helping, will get that all ready to go. We invite you to stay. The whole point of this was to, of course, stop it, please. Thank you. You had one job, Kurt. One job. Anyway, thank you for coming. The whole point of this was to have, obviously you've got to have some people sharing memories and things, but the whole point of this is for all of us to, we've got another 3 hours here to go. We've got the room. There's a cash bar in the back. There's going to be refreshments, light food and stuff. Please hang out, talk, share your remembrances of Doug. That's what this is really for, is for us to all just kind of get together in his memory and just remember him. Laugh. Please laugh a lot. The one thing I can tell you is when, Doug and I talked about a lot of this stuff for the last 2 years, and I always try to tell him, Doug, you're going to beat this thing. Just, quit talking like that, But he said, the one thing he said, he goes, I don't want a somber, sad event. I want it to be a party. I want people to have fun. I want them to laugh and enjoy themselves. So please honor him in that way. Have fun, laugh, share your remembrances of him, and let's party, baby. Okay?